There is a fifth dimension beyond that which is coherent. It is a dimension as vast as space, and as baseless as an effect without a cause. It is the middle ground between dumb and stupid, between science and superstition, and it lies between the pit of man's fears and the summit of his opinions. This is the dimension of atheism. It is an area which we call unintelligibility.
Explain that this is a subject matter that I know a little bit about, okay? So you do not want to follow the Christian God because you believe the Christian God is imaginary. Well, which means that you are concluding that the Christian God and his property set not only do not exist, are not necessary for intelligibility. So when it comes to any facts that you think or that you speak, those facts will be almost always statements of dependency, unless, of course, you're going to invoke that which is ultimate, or the ultimate ground of being, which is non-dependent and provides for all dependent facts. So the question is simply this. In order for you to have intelligibility without the Christian God, explain to me how any fact can be intelligible. What does it ultimately depend upon? What is the ultimate nature of reality, sir?
This wasn't what I was talking to you about.
I'm showing you that your atheism is incoherent.
Well, this wasn't our discussion.
Right, but you told me you didn't want to follow the Christian God. Right?
I had a misconception, or not a misconception, but when I said if I were to accept his existence, I wouldn't follow him.
But that would be either way. I know. Hold on a second. Either way, it's incoherent. Either way, it's irrational. It doesn't matter which you pick. If you don't,
I realize that if I agree that what he says is absolutely the best for me, then of course not following him would be completely ridiculous, right?
Right. But if you
that
deny
wasn't
the Christian
the quality
God,
that I gave him.
right. But you see, if you deny the existence of the Christian God, you're in the same situation. You're irrational because you have no grounds for any fact that comes out of your mouth.
Do I have to?
And if you, well, then what you're doing is you're just Charlie Brown's teacher. Want.
Well, I think everybody is pretty much like that, yeah.
Well, that's the problem. That's why the Bible said that. Listen to me. When you deny that which is the absolute, that which is unconditionally non-dependent, and you make statements of dependency, then those statements of dependency are metaphysically unintelligible. And the reason why is those dependencies don't ultimately depend upon anything. Let me give you an example. Suppose I say, the sky is blue because of God A. And you come along and you say, the sky is blue because of God B. Now, those two statements are incompatible. They are mutually exclusive. They are contradictory, right? Now, if we were to leave off the ultimate basis for the sky is blue, both of those statements would be seemingly congruent. But in actuality, they're not congruent. They're contradictory.
So the two gods.
No, you would have that then what you would have is you would have two ultimacies, and you wouldn't have an ultimacy of reality. If it's bifurcated, all right, then some things would depend on that, and some things would depend on the other. Metaphysically it fails.
Well, the statement is an intrinsic contradiction.
No, you're not understanding, because then if you bifurcate the foundation of reality into A and B, right? Then when you talk about a tree blows in the wind, does the tree blow in the wind because of A or B? Or does the tree blow in the wind because of 70% A and 30% B? You see, you're never going to achieve coherence. It doesn't work. So you see, when you deny the Christian God, now remember, when I'm talking about metaphysical intelligibility, I'm not talking about semantic apprehension. If I say to you, the pizza delivery driver brought the sausage pizza, you have semantic apprehension of that. And I'm not saying to you as an unbeliever, you cannot apprehend that semantically. You can, right? But the question is, what do those statements of facts actually mean? Okay? Why is it that they actually exist, and how do they derive their intelligibility? What is their ultimate source? Okay? So if I say the sky is blue because of God A, and you say the sky is blue because of God B, one of us is making a metaphysically incoherent statement. Do you understand that?
Sure.
So the point is, all statements of dependency, all statements of fact, in order for them to be metaphysical intelligibility, are going to have to be linked to a concrete universal that everything depends upon. But you see, in the atheist world, you have no way to ascertain what the ultimate nature of reality is. Therefore, all of your statements of dependency, no matter how sophisticated they are, no matter how many links in a chain of explanation you give, ultimately don't hang on anything. Therefore, your factual assertions are metaphysically incoherent and meaningless. If I told you right now, everything you think is wrong, okay, what would your response be?
If you told me that?
Yeah, I'll say everything you think is wrong. What are you going to say to me?
Why?
Well, the reason why everything you think and believe and say is wrong, because I don't know. Do you accept that?
I don't think I can accept that.
Why not?
Because you don't have any reason.
Okay, guess what? That's exactly the predicament that you're in. When you talk about...
The problem is I don't think you have any
Listen. What you just said, see, Tonlock, it never fails. Tonlock, you still in the room?
Yep, I'm still here, man.
Okay. I want Tonlock to confirm to me every time I talk with atheists. And by the way, I think that you're being very transparent and truthful. You're not being evasive. So I want to let you know that I appreciate that. Okay?
Sure.
I think that you're talking and debating with me in total transparency. We rarely see that. But what you just said, you said that I have the same problem too. But the problem is what is that problem that you have that you say I have? What is that problem?
We have to assume some things. We can't know everything.
No. That's grotesquely superficial. The problem is that there's no intelligibility. These are just all arbitrary statements. Okay? Are you saying I have the same problem as you, that everything you say is arbitrary?
I'm saying you make knowledge claims.
Okay, listen, you're not focusing on my question. If you have no ultimate foundation for dependent facts, no matter how many sequential explanations you give, like links on a chain, if the final link is not hanging on everything, it's hanging on nothing.
Sure, but I'm saying you don't have a foundation either. I'm saying your foundation.
Yeah, right. You just okay. Hey, Tonlock, it's like clockwork, isn't it?
Yeah, I know.
It's like clockwork. It never fails, because here's what happens. You're not understanding.
Are you saying that me saying
I'm trying to explain to you a phenomenon that you've just experienced that is extremely common, almost ubiquitous among atheists. Once they realize that atheism is foundationally incoherent, because you do not want to bow the knee to Jesus Christ and his revelation of his existence and his property set, rather than bow the knee to him, what you want to do is saying, well, we're all incoherent. Well, is that an arbitrary statement?
Yes.
Good. So everything you say is arbitrary?
Yes. So
good. Now didn't you? Well, wait a minute. Hold on a second. Yeah. Didn't you just tell me you reject arbitrary statements?
Yes.
Good. Then if you reject arbitrariness, why are you spewing arbitrariness?
Because we have to agree on a certain framework. We don't agree on.
But is that statement arbitrary?
Sure.
Good. So what you're telling me is, hold on, listen to me. You see, you don't realize the irrationality of your position. You just, and you're being truthful about it, and I appreciate that. You said you don't accept arbitrary claims, but you just admitted that everything in your worldview are arbitrary declarations. So you're contradicting yourself.
So, are you saying that I can't say that your statements are unfounded because I agree that my statements are unfounded?
No. The issue isn't simply that they're unfounded; is that they're entirely arbitrary. You've admitted to that, but you don't.
Okay, change the word unfounded.
Listen. You're not getting this. You told me you do not accept arbitrariness, but you're going to assert arbitrariness.
Yeah, man, you gotta be honest about that part, man.
It's not
That's
that
a
I.
contradiction.
You're not under. Do you know what the nature of incoherency is? Incoherency is when you contradict yourself.
I don't
It doesn't
accept
mean
your
anything.
your characterization of my argument.
You're not. Listen. You see, what you're experiencing right now is called cognitive dissonance. It happens many times to atheists when they realize that they've been trapped by their own words, and that's what you're experiencing right now.
Can I change my words?
No. The point that you can't. No, it's not your words.
I don't think you understood me well.
Listen, it necessarily follows from your position. All I have to do is simply say, listen, as an atheist, since you reject the personal absolute because you don't have a good reason for it, what is the ultimate nature of reality which will provide for metaphysical intelligibility for any stated dependent facts? What is it?
I don't know.
Well, then you just admitted that everything you claim is ultimately baseless. Therefore, everything you say is arbitrary.
Pretty much.
That's right. But you told me you don't accept arbitrariness, but you're going to spew arbitrariness.
I'm saying I have to.
That's an arbitrary statement.
Sure.
So anything that comes out of your mouth right now is arbitrary by your own concession.
Yes.
There is no escape, bro.
So guess what? Guess what? Game over. You okay? Now, if I was entirely arbitrary,
you assert dominance without supporting it.
Listen to me. If we weren't talking about this particular topic right now, suppose we met on the street or we met somewhere else. If I was entirely arbitrary with you, it wouldn't take you long to conclude and even tell me, dude, you're a fool. You're Lulu. Everything you say is arbitrary. It has no basis. Okay? Yet you're admitting that you're that fool.
I think we're all fools, ultimately.
Good. No. The fool has said in his heart there is no God.